I'm Dr. Mark Hatala, and I want to welcome you to my office. I'm a cognitive scientist who studies time travel by replicating days from the past. So everything that someone who was alive on a particular date would have been exposed to, from early morning newspapers through late night television and everything in between. Now, the day that we're talking about in this video is February 9th, 1964. That's my George Harrison imitation for you, which is the night that the Beatles first appeared on the Ed Sullivan Show and then became kind of a national phenomenon after that. And the material I want to talk about today is the New York Times from February 9th, 1964, which was a Sunday. Now, although I don't have a physical copy of the newspaper, I have a physical copy of the New York Times Magazine from that day. And I made a different video about that, covering the articles in that. But the New York Times is actually interesting. It's the paper of record. They print all the news that's fit to print. They're now, Barry Weiss says, edited by Twitter. And so, oh, how the times have changed. I want to talk about a couple of the interesting articles, though, that are in this one. The first is this controversial idea of hospitals banning cigarette machines. Now, the Surgeon General had reported that cigarette smoking could be dangerous to your health. If you've ever applied for life insurance, they only ask you 3 questions: your age, your gender, and whether you smoke or not, because people who smoke die sooner. Now, in 1964, about 42% of adults in the United States smoked. Today, it's down to 12%, and that's not just because all the smokers have died off. It's because there's all kinds of crusades against smoking. But at the time, this was a bit controversial because what one of the owners of a hospital said, he said, these are paying customers. I can't tell them that they can't smoke in their hospital bed. So again, how the times have changed. Another article that I want to talk about involves the CIA and their statistics about the Soviet economy in 1960. Actually, they're talking about 1963. And they got an economist to say that their statistics were impeccable. But actually, they're pretty peccable because although they said that the Soviet economy had shrunk in 1963, the CIA was regularly predicting that the communist economy was growing by 6% per year, basically until it collapsed. And the reality was they were creating things that no one wanted. And it's really just, it gets into issues about the Cold War, because what the Soviets believed is that the Cold War would be won with tanks and missiles, and it was actually won with jeans, children's clothes, and electronics. And that's not stuff that they produced. The last article is about the Beatles themselves and how they stayed at the Plaza Hotel. So it talks about how they're going to appear on the Ed Sullivan Show later that day. But they stayed at the Plaza Hotel, and the rumor was that the Plaza Hotel said that if they'd known who the Beatles were, that they wouldn't have allowed them to book a floor of rooms because of all the chaos that was outside. So they had 5,000 screaming fans outside, including one guy who was carrying a sign that said, I want to get it right, Alonzo Tusk hates the Beatles. There always has to be one Alonzo Tusk, doesn't there? I will put links to all of these articles below so you can read them for yourself at timetravelsimplified.com. And while you're there, why not become a time traveler and buy my book, February 9th, 1964, Beatles in America. It's guaranteed. Our motto is, it's time travel or it's free. I put a link below to my Patreon account if you'd like to support my research further. And I'd ask you to like and subscribe and share this video. Otherwise, have a great day.